Are you that career woman who is looking for that next level up, yet on LinkedIn or in face to face or in meetings, you are still uh, prevailing on your CV, prevailing on connections to make it happen? Well, have you ever thought about personal and professional branding? So, to talk about that, personal and professional branding for career women, three whys and three hows you can incorporate in your personal and professional branding to develop your career and make that quantum leap into the next level up. I have a very, very special guest who is going to tell us exactly why and how to do it. Let's see. And hello, hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Quantum Leadership Hacks episode 90. I'm your host, Dr. Nabila Diab, a career and leadership coach. Today's episode, the three whys and three hows of professional and personal branding for career women in the GCC, featuring an insightful conversation with a former client and a colleague and an amazing professional and communication expert and a creator, a content writer, a muhtawa creator. You know, when I think of branding, I think Hussain Al Essa, who is tuning in today from beautiful, beautiful Kuwait City. Welcome, Hussain. Good to have
Ahlan.
you. Long time no see. How are you, Hussain?
It has been a while, Nabila. Thank you for having me on your platform. So,
Absolutely. I'm excited to have you. Tell us a little bit. Bring me up to speed since we kind of were cooperating together. I know you created beautiful content for me that I'm always proud of. You've always also been my client during those times of COVID,
mhm.
and we exchanged on a number of in a number of uh, functions or a number of. So bring me up to speed. What do you do right now, Hussein?
Well, right now I help, organizations, big and small, to help them with creating their messages. And sometimes I have to be the inside guy. So rather than helping them in the creative, I sometimes help them to think about what is it that they need to say before they actually say it. And a lot of them are the company is a collection of people. So if you have the right people thinking the right things, you would reach your goals professionally, and the goals of your team and the organization. And things have been quite a ride since we last worked together. I mean, so many projects, so many, initiatives. Alhamdulillah, yani all seem to be going towards something really nice, and I'm enjoying the ride. That's all I have to say.
Amazing. I love it. Yeah, Hussein. So happy for you. Hussein, let's get right from the get go into this question. Suppose I'm a career woman in
Hmm.
the GCC, and I am happily doing my job, being a manager or a specialist or an expert in this, and I'm moving up, the ladder. And
Yeah.
you might be saying, oh, okay, maybe I'm aiming, maybe I'm targeting, maybe I'm aspiring to be a leader. Maybe I want something more. Maybe I want my quantum leap, my big jump into something bigger, because I know I can impact, I can help, I can serve. And
Yes.
so, yet, but is it necessary that I have a personal and professional branding? So, my question for you, why is personal and professional branding so important for career women in the GCC? And how does it okay, let's start with this first strand and then talk about, so why is it necessary? Do you think, first of all, it's necessary? And then let's start with the whys.
I think with this, job market, you have to stand up for something. You have to be known for something. You have to be, even with, the same thing applies where applying, prior to entering a new organization, they would say, why would I hire this person? The same mechanics and reasoning goes in a why would I promote that person, even if that person's already with you in the organization. And of course, professional and personal branding, they go a long way. And sometimes you will end up, we every one of us is an influencer in their own right, just by loving something, just by being known to be the go-to person for something, people will come to you and people will trust you. But you need to tap into that energy, this aura of being known for that particular thing. And the reason why this is a huge, we need to really talk about this, because there came a time when I wrote an article and I published it on LinkedIn. And I remember receiving a phone call from a recruiter of a company that I never dreamt about having a job in that company. And she just, approached me, say, hey, we would like to have you in for an interview. And having this organization reaching out to me, and I haven't even applied my CV, said something. It means that, hey, by writing this article, I became known for something. And being known from something, people want people that pretty much involuntarily are driven towards that topic, and they want these guys to represent them or to work with them. So
Mm,
yes, the personal and professional brands, they are two sides of the same coin. Of course, being in the organization, we should not look at it as being limited to our job description. We
mm,
have to understand that we're a mix of so many other things as well. Probably, who you are personally, combine that with your analytical skills, and then put that into how you work under pressure. And that makes you your unique DNA, and that's what resonates. And that's what later on you will be known for. So
yeah.
yes, the personal brand is the only way to go. The only way to go.
So it's do I hear you say there is no way around this? You need to express that uniqueness. You need to be known for something in order to stand out in your career, for people to see you for who you are, for people to see how you align with their vision, with their mission, with their principles,
Yes,
with
e-
right, 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 right. What
exactly,
happens if people
exactly.
shy away from doing the right personal and professional branding? I mean, it's always good to talk about the two sides. Like, uh, if somebody is really a hard worker, but they don't really brand themselves, they're
Yeah,
so good at, for example, content writing, yet they, first of all, they do not see that as a uniqueness in themselves, and second thing, they do not showcase it to others. What's going to happen here, Hussein?
basically, they would find out people that are not as competent be promoted, and they would actually be recognized. and they would think to themselves, they would end up being resentful, hey, this person does not know more than I do, and look at them. and
Mm.
and it's funny. Yes, there's a side to meritocracy that people don't talk about, is being known to be good at what you're good at.
Mm.
So being good at something is good, but being known to be the person to do that job is even better, because it creates a ripple effect that, hey, if we wanted something to be done, we know the exact person for the job. And
Right.
that's quite important. We need to always be selling ourselves. We need to always putting ourselves forward,
Yeah.
just just enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is very important because a good proportion of, especially ladies in the GCC, I
Mhm.
uh, on a daily basis connect with. They say, Nabila, I have the degrees, I have the expertise, my CV shows it. Why is it that I need to be bragging around on LinkedIn and bragging around on my CV saying, yeah, I've done this and I've done this and I've done this? So some people connect, actually expressing your uniqueness or showing your personal and professional brand as an act of bragging. And in fact, I've been on a mission to help women transition or transform their thinking of, because this is our background. You need to be humble. Why do you need to talk about yourself? Why do you need to show off in front of your brothers and sisters that you are an A student, that you received A, that your report card is the best, da, 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 da.
Yeah.
And we've been taught and we've taken that in as a belief, in such cases, it could be now a limiting belief where you
Yeah.
say, I will let my job speak for myself. I will let my CV talk about myself. And actually, by doing that, they are leaving a ton on the table, not only in terms of probably salary and package and everything, but in terms of recognition and being
Yes.
recognized and being given the leadership position they so much deserve. So actually, personal and professional branding, and here I totally join you in saying that it's a must to brand oneself personally and professionally, because it
It
helps
is.
position you in the industry. It's now a matter of positioning yourself in the industry.
Yeah.
Would
However,
you
when it
agree with
comes to,
me, ya Hussein?
I would agree with you, and I would actually add another level where people will not remember all your accolades and achievements. This would actually get people would think of you and would compare you with others, and we don't want that. We don't want to be, you know, in a competitive environment where, oh, this person is better than this because that person has this certification, that person has that thing. It's all about, when it comes to creating a personal brand, it's all about taking the risk to be known for this one thing. And
Mm,
that one thing will evolve. It's not a marriage. This one thing will evolve with time, but it's taking a risk to set yourself a platform to be known for this one thing. For example, I've met women who talk really highly about health, safety, and environment. They could create content on why it is important and how it affects the manufacturing industry in their respective countries, for looking into that. And they would actually have people that are interested to have her as a spokesperson, just
mm,
because she is known for this one thing. And
right.
and yes, I mean, I think we need to take advantage that, I'm at a country, you're at a country, and we're having this interview, and
Mm,
preparing content is not as the cost as what it was back when we relied on traditional media. Why not prepare an article? Why not start with a tweet? Why not you know, talk about it on video about what really drives you when this one thing that you want to be known for. Because in the end, if you start introducing multiple topics, people will not remember you with any one of them. It's pretty much they would recognize you of the jack of all trades. And this is what we want to avoid when it comes to preparing a personal brand. Start out with one and then see how it goes.
I love it. So here you combined a why and a how. So the why is you need to brand yourself and your uniqueness.
Yeah.
And then you said it, the how is start with one thing. Whenever I think about and professional branding, I have Hussain Al Essa محتوى.
Yeah.
And I love it. So محتوى, it's
Yeah.
really a key word that
Hmm.
that means okay, in my mind it's Hussain Al Essa,
Hmm.
and it's content writing, because محتوى means
Yes.
content writing, and which is amazing. How do you remember me, Hussein? What's the one word that makes you
Quantum leaps.
okay? Quantum. Okay, good answer. So
Quantum
I'm not
leaps.
after
That's
small incremental increases. We are after big. Listen, what happens, and this takes us to the second why. Why do we need
the,
to brand ourselves? Now, once you've expressed your uniqueness, what's going to happen, ya Hussein?
you have to, once you're known for something, you have to know that people will start to attribute the value proposition that you may yet to propose. You
Mm,
have a lot of value. For example,
mm,
when I was known for content writing, people came to me and say, hey, you might be the right person for X, Y, and Z, because in their minds, they would they would connect the one thing that I'm known for to other things. To them, in their heads, it is a mesh.
right,
And the same thing would happen with everyone, because they would say, if a person is good, it's pretty much it's a if this then that relationship. If the person is good at fill in the blank that you're known for, then they would be good at the thing that they need. So
right.
you see that transition.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Like this almost, and correct me if I'm wrong by making this comment. It's like, they are going to help you see what you do not already see in yourself. You're so good at doing it. Yet these people, when they come back to you and ask you to help them with something else, then you know that they see you as being good in it.
Yes.
Like in your particular case, it's the content writing, and then people coming back to you. Let's go to that Hussein Laisa. He's so good at strategy as well. He can help us develop the business from the
Exactly.
ground up. You see what I mean? Like strategy wise.
Yeah.
Wow, this is so good. And how about the third why, Hussein? The third why. Now you've been known. Quantum leap, or محتوى. What's going to happen? I think it's almost a game of logic now.
The game of logic is that we need to start looking at ourselves as a gold mine yet to be discovered. There is so much potential that are within us that need to be unlocked by exploration
Mhm.
and adoption. Whenever I explore something about myself being in a different situation, I would, and I know that there is a technology or a tool that I have available that I could actually use. And then voila, I'm known for something that is entirely different and didn't think about it 5 years ago.
Right,
And
right,
I think
right.
this is why we need to always keep learning, because our environment keeps changing.
Mm,
And we always have to look at it as, what is it that is in me that matches what the world needs right now? And the
mm,
world keeps on changing. And
mhm,
this reminds me, when I graduated from university and I'm in my internship, I graduated, being a mass communications student with a concentration of advertising and public relations.
mhm,
And back then, if I wanted to enter the early career jobs is an account executive or account assistant in an advertising agency. So basically, I would go listen to what the client wants, probably come back to the agency, help create a campaign with the creative director and the graphic designer and the rest of the team. But I knew that there was something
Right.
in me because this is something I learned by psychometric test, by listening into what how the people uh what the people are considering me, what jobs are people considering me for. I realized that I am good at creating strategy and coming up with campaign ideas. But
Mm,
in my early career, no one would want to give me that chance. No one would
right.
want to seat me up, kindly have a seat on the table because
Mm,
you're good at one, two, and three, because in their minds that I'm still a junior. But
mm,
it is a skill set, it is a strength I've always had, but never had the chance to bring it forward. And the same thing with a lot of our audience and listeners with us today. They have something that they could bring it forward that creates huge value to the market, but it's just a matter of matchmaking. It's a
yes.
matter of what master key do I need to unlock that value that I have with me, and then there the personal brand would lie in.
Right. Amazing, amazing. Like it's almost I hear you say it's don't make it about yourself. This is not about yourself.
No,
Look at me. This is about how you can serve. It's about the other party. So it's like because a lot
it
of
is
people
exactly that.
putting ourselves out there, it's like it makes you kind of vulnerable and visible and so on. You want to remove yourself out of the equation because this is not about you. This is about you serving certain other people or certain other companies solve a problem that they have. And that's where your opportunities are going to come, right?
Yes,
I
exactly.
love it.
It's,
I love it. I love it.
I
I love it.
mean, would people remember a personal brand that is self-serving? No one would care about them. But if that personal brand and a lot of the listeners, if they have the intent, then the content will follow.
Yeah,
If they have the intent to serve, then they could produce content to help others and be recognized for
right.
the person that they are meant to be, and to be
Amazing.
optimize their personal brand.
Yeah, yeah. Like we're almost saying here, where attention goes, if you set the intentions that you are going to do this and help in this, the how will follow. This is so good. So we talked about uniqueness. We talked about take the risk and be willing to be known for something. It's about building your network. It's about allowing even your network to co-create with you and tell you what you are so good at and approach you about
Exactly.
different things. And it's about,
Exactly.
and I love this, keep learning, because the you 3 years ago when I met you, Hussein, during Corona, during lockdown, it's not the same as Hussein today. So keep evolving, keep learning about yourself. So it's like know thyself, but not like once you know yourself, you lock into that vision and stop. You keep refining, rebranding, improving, and so on and so forth. Right.
But
Hussein, I
I
go
would
ahead.
just add, yeah, I would just add, know about yourself in relationship to others and to your environment.
Right, right,
Mm,
right, right. Very, very good to keep listening, to keep being receptive to how you come across in the eyes of others. Because again, we come back. This is not about you. This is about how you are perceived by others, like in
true.
terms of strengths and so on. There's a question I cannot but ask as we wrap up this meeting, and time has almost flown by. I don't even see where time has, but it's about this, Hussein. Sometimes people, um, probably incorrectly or probably because they don't know, they connect being with fancy business cards and fancy logos and colors that make them feel this, although there is a part of it. But tell us about uh, what needs to happen for you to have a successful personal and professional brand. I think you and I know that there is more to it than meets the eye. It's beyond the business card and beyond the logo. Tell us about, how do we make successful brands successful?
Exactly. Usually, a lot of the head companies, there has to be a person, a face. You see it everywhere. You see it, for example, if it's a publicly traded company, they would look at the CEO. If
Mm,
a company that has fast moving consumer goods, they would look at, for example, the marketing or the PR head. There's so many companies, but they are always reliant on, okay, I know the company, I know the brand, but now I need to know the person. I Please put a face to the organization.
mm,
And this is something we kind of learned it in public relations, where the whole purpose of the PR professional, which is really funny, when you think back at it and then you try to tie it in with everything that we talked about, the main purpose of the public relations professional is to be part of the dominant coalition. The dominant coalition means where the decision makers of the organizations, where they gather, where they make, really important changes and pivots, you as a PR professional need to have a seat on the table.
mm,
Now, not a lot of our, audience are PR, but the same rule applies, that you need to be the person where your opinion matters. And the journey to be that person where your opinion matters requires that you have to put yourself out there. You have to tune into that frequency. You have to know in heart what the other, may it be your colleagues, maybe your organization, may it be your clients, want from you. And that's how you could become influential, and that is why you would become the preferred choice. And this is the result of having a personal brand, is to be the preferred choice, not
right,
the
right.
not the marginalized ones.
Yes, indeed. And another layer to why you need to have a seat in that important discussion is also, like, if you are a career woman, we applied of course for companies, but now applying it for career women, like if you are a career woman and you want that quantum leap and that next level up, now the personal and professional branding is beyond how you appear. It's There's
Mm,
something inside where you want to give something really, really deep. It's about being authentic. So
mm,
when I say a brand or your personal brand as a career woman, it's not the fancy business card or the logo you have on your business card on you or on your CV. I mean, you have to be an embodiment of really what makes you unique. people are going to buy and are going to are checking if you are in alignment with their identity, if adding
Mm.
you to their company is aligned with the vision they have, or with the
Yes,
leadership theory or approach they have. And that's why you
true.
cannot be wishy-washy or half in half there, or
Mm-mm.
hey, I am your like director or HR specialist. You want to be an HR specialist and have a
Yeah,
brand. You are known
yes.
for saying, for example, when I was executive director, at that university in Riyadh, I'm known for, because my background is in education, and I was dealing with around 50 or 60 teachers. And my theory of dealing with people is so basic, so simple. Everybody know me for it, which is, I say, happy teachers make happy classrooms and happy
Mm.
students. So for
Mm-mm.
me, sending teachers who have no um, iqama issues on their mind, they have no, where is this, Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yes, of
When we
course.
remove all of these distractions from their mind,
Yeah,
then you are sending a teacher who is focused, who is present with the students, who is going to give his best, and he's going to make happy students and happy customers and happy stakeholders and happy parents and what have you. So happy teachers make
exactly.
happy classrooms. Like now, even after I left that position, people still say happy teachers make happy classrooms. And I say, hell yes. Sorry for my French. You see
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So
of
it's
course.
beyond the surface image you want to give. There is a deeper self
Yeah.
image, self identity that you need to pull out and put as the authentic you that you really, really believe in at a deep
Mm,
cellular level, that you're going to need to put out there for people to see you for who you are. I always say you're
exactly.
going to need to put some skin in the game. You can't be just playing from the sidelines of life and play safe. Be all in with your personal and professional branding. Do you agree with that, yeah, Hussein?
I do. And with regards to being your authentic self, what really, really, really helps is to add in some storytelling to the mix. And yes, that would affect
I
your
love
personal
it.
brand. A lot
Yeah.
of people keep forgetting that if you are the hero of their story, they're not interested in listening to you. You have to
Mm.
make your listeners, your audience, yes, if those who are actually watching this, they have an interest in creating their personal brand, and therefore they need to be accountable for their audience. If you could learn that you are not the hero but the guide in the person's story, and your listener is the hero, then you're onto something. See, because if you would know, just a basic example, just a basic reminder, recap, what is storytelling?
Mm.
A hero starts, his journey, has a problem, finds a guide to help solve that problem, and
Mm-hmm.
then the hero reaches his or her goal.
Yeah.
Now, for their audience to be receptive whenever they talk, or whenever they are on stage, or whenever they produce some content online, they need to understand that they are the guide in the audience's hero's journey. It's like, hey,
Right.
if you
Right.
need to go there, if you need to go towards profitability, you need to do one, two, and three. I
Mm.
can help you get there
Mm.
by these simple tips, these
Right.
protocols, by doing this, or removing the worry of residency in your teachers to actually produce happy classrooms, for
Right.
example.
I love it. Wow, this is so, so good, Hussein. Unfortunately, the time is, oh my God. Hussein, thank you so much for sharing your valuable insights. I know I haven't even tapped in. a fraction of what you want to talk about in personal and professional branding. But by way of wrapping up, personal and professional branding for career women, for women in general who want to flourish and develop and grow their careers or their business or their brand, or they don't have a choice of staying average, let's put it this way,
Mhm.
in or of doing what everybody else is doing. They're gonna need to pull something out of themselves, that authentic
Mhm.
thing that makes them so different, so special, to allow others to see them to for what they are and who they are. Your expertise in personal and professional branding, Hussein, is absolutely amazing, especially when you talk about the why and the how of doing this. And this discussion has been absolutely and incredibly enlightening.
Mhm.
What do you want to say by way of wrapping up this call? And where do people find you, Hussein, to create a
I,
محتوى for them, for example?
I'm pretty much I'm available on LinkedIn. They could connect me there. I'm also available on Instagram. I could leave my handle, and I'm just around. I'm quite easy to get a hold of.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so, so much, Hussein. To our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in to the Quantum Leadership Hacks. We hope this episode has given you valuable insights, valuable incentives to get started at removing that picture from the profile and putting yourself right there, because you are your own brand, especially when you are opting for a leadership position. And to strengthen your personal and professional brand. So join us as always, every time and same place, for the Quantum Leadership Hacks, where we share advice from industry experts and we help you with tips and tricks to build that beautiful leadership career. So thank you so much, yeah, Hussein. I really, really wish you a great Ramadan Kareem and a very happy and
Likewise.
blessed month. And stay well and happy Ramadan.
Happy Ramadan to you too.
Take
You
good
have a
care
lovely
and bye,
evening.
everyone. And wish
Bye.
you all the best. Till then, bye bye.